And welcome back, class. Here I am back again with a very common topic for all of you, and the topic which I found maximum number of students asking me from class 8, 9, and 10th. And that is that when you get a program to attempt in the 10th class or in 8th or ninth class, the first question that came to the mind of the students that where actually we have to store a value means that we have to give a value in the program execution like int a is equal to 5, and when actually we have to input a value, it means we have to take the value from the user after we run the program from the keyboard. Now this was one of the most, I think, if 100 students have been done in 1 year, then from last 22 years almost all 2200 students have asked me this question one on the other given time. So I'll try to solve this problem through my video here. Now for the starting only, I have taken here two programs, both from the ICSE board paper. Now this is the first program in which one pattern is printed. Write a program to display the following pattern here. Now these two programs I have taken for this purpose that you can understand that whatever may be the language of the program, but when the value is given in the program, like here it is given that we have to do this with an ICSE string, and here we have to initialize the seven wonders of the pool. Now it is a long program in which we have to store the seven wonders and we have to store their countries and then blah blah blah. But the question have means that when the value is given in the program, we need to store it. We need to store it means that we have to just initialize the value to a given variable. It can be a string like this or it can be an integer like this. Like string a is equal to ICSE, this can be used in the program, the first example, and int b is equal to 5. Now storing of the value goes up to the another level when we do arrays and all, but that will come in the next part of the video. But for simple class 7th programming, 8th programming, you just need to store, you just have to be very simple in your approach. You just initialize the variable with the type, data type, and store it within quotes or without quotes. Now this is another example. This is another program that came another year in which we have to input a number, and the same year we have to accept a string. Now again you can see the words are quite confusing. You have to input a number, accept a string, but since the values are not given in the program, I repeat, the values are not given, we don't know which number to be found pronic and which string we have to change the letters from to the uppercase, we need to input them. Now input in Java is mainly divided into two parts. So first part is the BlueJ method, which is the most simple method and maximum done in 8 class 8 ninth. Here in the line of public static void main, in the brackets only we initialize the variable like intb, we input a variable. Now when you give the values of intb like this, here it's a very simple program. I am inputting a value, the value of b will be taken after I run the program. Here it is the example of that. When we will run the program, a small display screen is here. We will give any value here. If we give 7, 8 or whatever value, then we will, the answer is displayed here, answer 7. Now here the 7 which I have given here, output 7 and its answer is equal to 7. This 7 indicates that this 7 has been inputted in this value. The 7 has been given here, and when the OK button has been pressed, then the answer is equal to 7 has been displayed. This 7 and this both will not be displayed together. The first part, the 7th on the first line, the red color 7 in the first line is indicated. It has to be inputted here, and then the answer is equal to 7 will be displayed. This is the BlueJ method of inputting, where inside the bracket we can normally input one number, two numbers, three numbers, or maybe strings, character, everything can be inputted by initializing. But in case you want to input two numbers, then it will be int a comma int b, not int a comma b. Please listen very carefully. It will not be int a comma b, but int a comma int b, or string a comma string b, string c. But normally more than three numbers we don't use this method of direct inputting. For that, we move on to the next method, that is the scanner class. Now this is a scanner class method. We need to have an import. We have to import a file java.util, and while using this line only we can use the scanner class in our program. And in the scanner class you can see that first line is the initialization line, scanner sc is equal to new scanner system.in, which needs to be written only once in a program. Then a simple message line, we have to input a number, and then int b is equal to sc.next int. Here I want to tell you one thing very important. This sc here is the same variable that I have taken here. This is the same object, I'm sorry, not the variable, object. So if you need to change this sc to any other object like ob, then you also have to change here ob.nextInt. Please make sure this has to be the same. The scanner SC and this sc.nextInt, both the objects have to be same. It has to be same. And when you go to this program line, you just need to input a number, and once the number is inputted into B, you can just print it out here like this. Now let us move on to the next program of the line. Here we need a decimal number to be inputted, so nothing much will be changed in our program. Here we have the same scanner line, and then we have the same line where we have next int was written, next double is written. Next double is written, that will help us to input a decimal number in this case. And now how this will run, I'll just let you. This is inputting a word. Now here I am inputting a word, so here I have written sc.next. Repeat again, sc.next. Here the int and the decimal part is out. Here, and this is the example. This example I have given you specifically that in case I ask you to input a word and you input a sentence like Harsh Puri in a class, then only the first, the Harsh is taken because it is just inputting a word. In case you want to input the whole line, then please make sure you will use here next line. Next line. Here next line. Yes, this will only help us to input a sentence. Inputting a character, in a single character needs to be inputted. It will sc.next.carat0. Carat0 is here. Now this line is used to input a character out here. And after that, when we have to input a multiple names or a numbers, this is the line. The for line is there. We need to give the inputting of numbers to be given inside a for line, which will be executed 10 times, and in this case 10 times in variable B the number is inputted again and again, and it will be just displayed out here. I have not shown you the output out here because this is a long output. It will come on the terminal window. You remember please make sure that this is the terminal window which will be displayed when we are using a scanner class input, and not that same one line input that I have shown you in the BlueJ method. So after we input a character, we need to input more than one character or more than one name or names. This will help us to input 10 names in a program. So with the help of all these methods, once we get a program, we can see that we have to input a name or a word or a sentence, and accordingly we have to use it in a program of our choice. Okay students, thank you very much, and I hope you have liked this video. Do like and subscribe to the channel if you like it, and we want to be updated for more things to come. Thank you very much.